could have planned this, but I didn't because planning is for the weak and or the smart. And welcome back to the Create Mod here on Music Free Gaming. It is great to have you here. And back behind me is my mob tower, right? It's a big mob spawner and it's ugly as all heck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by trying to redecorate that a little bit because, you know, that whole ugly as heck thing. So I think that's where we're going to start. And then if there's time, I actually want to expand my power plant a little bit. So let's get into it. So the idea here, as I get to the top, and basically what I've got are these sort of roundish, I don't know, landing platforms, something like that. Kind of circular dealy bob going on up here. And this way, what I can do is I can just bring all of this in like this. And let's see, is that looking right? Yeah, pretty much. So it looks like I put deep slate there. Cool, so that's gonna just highlight and surround this. Now it might be good to get under here with some form of support. I don't know what that's gonna look like, but for now, we'll go with this. And actually, I think I'm going to have some stuff above, so this isn't going to look quite so awkward just sticking out here. But I'm going to fill that out on all three sides. Yeah, I kind of feel like I should put some form of supports on these. I just don't know what I want it to look like. And it's really high. And I could have planned this, but I didn't because planning is for the weak and or the smart. And it really is an and or. You know, I'm sure there are many strong people that also plan, but I'm not one of them, and this is just gonna be really annoying. Okay, so the other three leaves are in place, so this is awesome. And it's not doesn't look too bad from the top. From the sides, from the bottom, well, that just looks a little silly. But overall, I'm not going to complain too much. But now that the leaves are in, I guess I can go finish getting all of the greenery in place. Oh, it's taken roughly forever, but the walls are all up. Now I want to come in and say, I think I want to take deep slate, maybe tile deep slate up these corners. But overall, it's not too bad. I kind of wish there's a little bit more blending or more obvious blending between the lime green terracotta and the concrete powder. But I think this is going to work overall. So I've got the deep slate up here on the corners, and this tower is looking so much better just as it is. Oh, I'm loving this. So the next thing I want to do is I want to build up, so it's sort of a, well, basically a gap, right? I want to come in here with some, continue the jungle logs up, maybe 5 blocks, maybe 7. Bring these up and basically have hatchways. You know, this is the area, right, that I can fly into. And, you know, so when I'm coming to get my port up into this nether portal, or when I want to leave that nether portal, and, you know, I'll actually continue the jungle wood here. I have it out just so I could build, it's easier to build up all of this stuff. And then probably I'm going to build up some of this around the outside of the platform here as well, just to make this look a little bit more solid. Well, it's a couple of days later. I'm looking at my build here. I started to build a bit of a roof, kind of like what I've got over here. And it's not looking great. Why? Well, because I just have 4 arms. But see this center platform where the bed is and the AFK spot for the mob spawner? That row is the center of my build. That kind of sucks. I went, okay, sure. Is it easy to rebuild? Absolutely. But man, that's annoying. And a little while later, and you can see what I've done with the tower. Let's swing into my new landing platforms. Yep, it took a little time. Widened the portal out here just a bit. But let me hit the free cam here, and you can see I grew this thing up, put a little glass walls here along the top. This really feels like I should build something in here. I don't know what. Maybe a decorative garden, something. I think that's going to be a problem for future me, but it's definitely a cool space. Down here, I've got the girders, so this whole area. Remember I was saying that this doesn't look really supported? It still kind of doesn't, but it's feeling a little bit better now. It's like there's this whole structure going on up here. Now on top is the AFK spot, and now it's actually a lot easier to get into now that I've put in this full roof thing up here. All right, so I can sit up here. The farm's going to work. And I changed it to acacia, so it's matching the rest of the farm, or rest of the farm, the rest of the factory and all that good stuff. And so I can sit up here and be nice and safe while all of the mobs spawn inside and go droppy ploppy down where I need them to go. Now, I do have one small problem. I kind of blocked the ladder on the way up. I may want to change something about that, but for the moment, everything is good. So I think, even though I've got some more to do, I think I'm going to leave this one here and call it good. And now, let's head out this way. And I think the next thing I want to get done here is I want to get a little bit of... I want to improve my factory here a little bit. And by factory, of course, I mean power plants. Right now I'm using about a third of the available power that it has. But I've had a couple of times where this has been getting close to 50% with all of the stuff running, especially when all of this stuff gets running. So I think what I want to do is come up top here and add another series of steam engines just to, you know, crank out, well, twice as much power. And at that point, heck, I probably have enough power for the rest of whatever I play on this. But hey, what the heck? Let's make it better. So here's the first layer, I guess, of the expanded factory. And basically, it's all the blaze burners. I haven't put in any of the boilers and stuff on top of them yet. But I've learned a little bit since I built the last version of this, right? Look at this layer down here when I built my first power plant, and it's kind of complicated, right? But since I've built that, I've learned that I can make this a lot simpler. Right over here you can see the empty buckets going in. I don't have to have any sort of complicated contraption. The buckets will just stop underneath this spout until they get filled. So I don't have to do any holding thing. That's just all going to happen automatically. Now I still have the shortcut, so if a lava bucket does make it here, it'll cut across and back out and not end up clogging this. Though even if one does, it just comes spinning out this way because it can't be filled. And then all of the arms I've got set to feed the blaze burners and then drop the empty buckets here in the buckets, right? These barrels with the empty bucket outputs. And of course at this end, if lava buckets do make it through, right, you can see that one go by, they'll just slip right through there and back out, okay? So that's the basic layout. That's the mechanics of most of this. I'll have to set up some water pumps here in a minute, but that's all the fueling of this anyway. And this is being fueled by the same lava tank, right, as that's on the first floor that's being fed by my infinite lava source. So this guy is just climbing up that way. I've got plenty of lava, right? Lots of lava. And now it's just a matter of getting the tanks in and then getting them some water. And I have all the tanks in place. I still need to get steam engines on a number of these. But Here, as you can see, the lava buckets going back and forth, getting fed in. And what I did, you can see me up there above, is I set a water pool up here. So these ones are pulling water from above, while the other ones pull water from underneath. That way, everything stays nice and happy for all the water. With this side all hooked up into the system, I'm pulling 1.4 million, almost 1.5 million SU. Nice. So, we'll go hook up the rest of these, and let's see what we end up with. All right. Now, everything's all wired up. Got a maximum output right now of 1.8 million SU, which is just about double what I had before, which was great. And I've now filled in the top of the factory. So the whole thing just has this nice little view on it. Now I could cut out the top of the lava container here, but I kind of like that out there. So between the tower and my finished factory, I'm pretty happy with the progress we've made today. So that's going to do it for me today. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. And until next time, be excellent to each other. And this is Music Free Gaming signing off.